Robert Heffernan, Mangia.tv, streaming live at Mangia.tv and on the Blab Network. This is Cooking Vamp 77. I've done 77 of these, so I got a little bit more practice than you. I am with Brad, who is the founder of the Food Cart Garden right here in Sisters, Oregon. You know, he spent a lot of years showing people the trail, getting them on the right bicycle, and you had an opportunity to put some taps, very Central Oregon of you, and you brought
Yes.
beer to the thirsty public. Tell us how that happened.
Well, it just is a natural. I mean, cyclists love to drink beer after they've ridden, and Central Oregon is, pretty much beer central worldwide.
Right.
Really is. We just said, hey, we've got this new space. We've got outdoor seating. We can have a beer garden. Now we've got a food cart garden. It's been great. It's been
All right,
fun.
so I've hashtagged it. It's hashtag Food Cart Garden, and it's foodcartgarden.com. And start to finish on getting food carts in there, how long did that process take? When you decide, I mean, forget about last year. Last year you had the hot dog cart and you had some other carts here for temporary. I'm talking about the makeup that the garden is today. That came together fairly serendipitously?
Well, it's one of those deals where I had the idea immediately.
Right.
Getting through our local municipality had some challenges and some hurdles. We had a little bit of controversy among some people who just didn't get what we were trying to create here. So it's certainly taken about 2 years to get to where we are today.
Right.
But the process itself was probably 6 months in permitting and then a month of construction.
All right.
Yeah.
And it's, I got just the chuck wagon in here for the people to see.
Okay.
Just the chuck wagon, but I want to spread it here. Tell me if I do it justice.
All right.
So we got Kenny in the Rock and Troll Seafood Company, Kenny and Marina. How's that looking?
That's good. Now you're over here.
And I'm over at Anna at the new Public Cafe cart. And we come back here.
And there's your chuck wagon.
And there's the chuck wagon. And there you are. All right, you got to move in a little bit.
right.
Move back in.
How long we do?
Whoa!
No more.
I'm
no more beer for
Captain
you.
Ken.
Oh yeah,
He's busy.
He's coming. Kenny, let's go. All right, so Brad, thanks for stopping in.
Bob,
Where else
thank
can we
you.
find you? The foodcarton.com, and this is
And
Eurosports.
Eurosports.us.
Eurosports.us.
US, yep.
Foodcartgarden.com. Hashtag foodcartgarden. If you're coming through Central Oregon and you're going to swing through Sisters, you got to stop in and say hello to all of us here because we're putting together something special. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you, Bob.
Right on. All right, bring them in.
Ken, you're up.
Bring them in.
Take your sunglasses off. They look too cool.
Bring them in. All right. I'm going to introduce you to Ken, Rock and Troll Seafood, and I immediately bonded with Ken because both of us spent the last 30 years doing something completely different.
Roger. Yep.
Roger that. He, well, you know what? I spent the last 30 years trading commodities in Chicago, rolling with the tides. You actually did roll with the tides.
I did. I was a commercial fisherman in Southeast Alaska for the last 28 years.
All right. So commercial fishing in the summers, and then you were wintering here?
Yeah, for about the last 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got to tell you something about the quality of seafood that's being put out. I mean, I know it's changing because you hear food cart. I knew when me and you grew up, they were called roach coaches.
Right.
Maggot wagon, exactly. Everything was kind of sketch as far as a food cart was concerned. But this guy spent 30 years commercial fishing. He knows the entire process, so he knows where that fish is coming from, how it's getting processed, and how it's ending up in your food truck. So, I mean, I just don't think people can really appreciate that. Tell us about your frustration when somebody asks you if your fish is fresh after being in Central Oregon trying to find fresh fish.
Well, I've seen fresh fish in stores. It's been on the shelf for 11 days. That's not too fresh. So the stuff we bring down here is vacuum packed and frozen. So it's only about 3 days old when that aging process stops. And then when we open it up, it is fresh. It's way more fresh than what you'll find on the ice in the stores.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
No, unless you're at the docks.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you're on the ship,
Right.
you know, and you're cooking from the catch.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So what's on the menu at the Rock and Troll Seafood Wagon?
Well, you got coho salmon skewers, skinned and boned and traegered, and then we got king salmon burgers. We use the belly meat and the spine meat and make them into burger patties, and those are really
I'm
good.
salivating.
Those are grilled, and then we have cod fish and chips, Alaska amber cod fish and chips, and some pub battered halibut fish and chips, and then some rock and rock fish tacos.
The rock and rock fish tacos. The only thing that we know that the food cart garden needs is rock and roll. Right. I mean, and we're working on that. You know, we're working. Brad's he's on Amazon right now checking out speaker selections. Outdoor speakers.
I'm thinking Bose 151.
Exactly, and I'm thinking 8 rather than 6 or 4.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know, we need to zone it up and turn it up. And you know, we're doing our justice when the police come by and say, "All right, you're having too much fun there."
Right. If they tell us to turn it down, then we're doing our job.
All right. I wanted to have Anna out here and talk New Public Cafe. We're going to see if she's going to be available. Kenny, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Bob.
Get back into the rock and troll
Get out of the limelight.
seafood wagon. Rounding out the menu options at the food cart garden, we have Anna. Say hello to the Mangia Nation.
Hi, I'm Anna.
Anna, the New Public Cafe. And Anna, the first thing I noticed, it took a little while for you to open up, first of all.
It did.
And there was a few challenges, right? A few challenges. But right away, Anna brought the, you know, not to say that we're competitive, but she brought the level of what she was, the care and love that she was bringing to the equation. She brought that up a little bit for all of us. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you for noticing, I guess.
Tell us about the New Public Cafe and what's on your menu.
Well, I'm mostly vegan, gluten-free cafe. I do offer Dave's Kill Bread for the fried egg sandwiches. So I do
Killer fried egg sandwiches.
Yes, thank you. And so I do offer eggs and some dairy. I try to keep it mostly goat cheese, but sometimes it's hard to find goat cheddar. And we do tempeh Reubens. We have a rotating menu. It's a really small cart. It's a 10 by 7. So
it is small. It's like knock your head small.
Yeah. So I have a cold pressed juicer. I've only been open for 4 days, but I'm going to start making organic cold pressed juices and smoothies. I make my own almond milk. I sprout all my seeds and nuts. I make all my own almond butter. All my salad dressings are homemade.
See what I'm talking about? I mean, the level that you're bringing is awesome.
Thank you.
That is awesome. All right, it's called the New Public Cafe.
It is.
And I know that has some history. Tell us just where that comes from.
So my dad was born in New York, and his parents came over from Greece.
Okay.
And my grandfather owned 2 restaurants in New York, and then they moved to Houston because my grandfather heard the restaurant business was booming in Houston. So when my dad was about 7, the whole family moved to Houston, and my grandfather opened 2 restaurants, and one was called the New Public Cafe.
All right, the New Public. So you got the restaurant gene in you, whether you knew it or not.
I do, yeah.
All right, and so has this been your first foray into the restaurant business, or have you worked in
I worked in a restaurant before my senior year of college in Glacier National Park. I worked in a little cafe, but I was partying the whole time, and it was just a summer job.
It was just a summer job. More to my point, that Anna also had a professional life and is now into a food cart, just like Ken and I. You see this, the synergy we got going here at the food cart garden?
It's a lot of fun. It's been my dream for almost 10 years now. I took a leap of faith. I quit my environmental consulting job, and I'm hoping that this works out and I can make a living doing this because it's what I love to do.
Well, you're not going to find fresher, more quality, and more love put into those quality ingredients than on the New Public Cafe with Anna. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. And hey, come out and see us
Yeah,
in
come see
Central
us.
Oregon.